there, I'm Evan.
And I'm Mark.
Today we talk about Mark being Mr. Clean.
Yes, we also talk about why Evan is disappointed in me, even though I'm proud.
And Mark needs to raise his standards.
That I do. Welcome, everyone, to the Something to Prove podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
It's your soulful host, Mark Drager, and Mr. D-Rock himself, Evan Carmichael. I don't know what people call people.
Mr. D-Rock? How did I get to be D-Rock?
I don't know. People call people D-Dog, or I just call you EC. That's your short.
Yeah, but D-Rock is already taken. There's a D-Rock. There's a guy named D-Rock.
Gary's guy, D-Rock. There you go.
How I became D-Rock.
There you go. I don't know. What's up, man? How's it going?
Things are good.
Yeah, you feeling very soulful today?
I just had that on. I've been doing interviews all day long. It's great.
That's great. What's new? You might notice that I've shaved my head. It's old news for Evan and I.
Oh, is this our first episode with you and your shaved head?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I went ahead and just pulled the trigger and did the Evan Carmichael haircut, which is
all right.
He invented
short.
it, right? Which is short. Very short.
Okay.
Can I tell you the story about it, or you not care? You're distracted. You're busy signing books.
I got to sign books. Well, I'm waiting to get into something. I'm waiting for something interesting. Oh, there's 4. I thought there were only 3.
No, I'll wait.
Better be good. Otherwise, I'll get distracted with something else.
Wow. You get so angry when something comes along and I get distracted and you always go, we'll wait, audience.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear the story. I already know the story.
Maybe you do, but is there no value in me sharing it with the audience or no?
That was your time. When I was doing this, that was your time to share the story.
No, I would appreciate active listening from my friend, Evan Carmichael.
Come on, let's go. What are we talking about today, Mark? What's the topic?
I was going to talk about how proud I am that I shaved my head because I was afraid to do so and overcoming fear. But otherwise, I don't have much else to talk about because I'm in a good place. I've been thinking all day about like, okay, what's the issue? All I have is a few updates. We can hang out, we can chat. But can I tell you about my head or no?
Did you get the Mr. Clean comparison yet? Because he's got the earring.
Lots.
Yeah, of course. It's the earring that does it. I mean, you're too young to be Mr. Clean because he's an old dude.
He is, but he's never aged.
But he stays old. He just stays old.
Yeah, he's got the white eyebrows and stuff. So
yeah, and he's listen. That's something to aspire towards because he's got some muscle on you. Mr. Clean is a pretty. You want to be underwear commercial man. That what?
Nothing to sneeze at. Isn't that what people say?
Yeah, listen. That's some quality Mr. Cleaning. I mean, this guy, that's muscles.
Oh, he's sharing his screen.
Look at this guy, right?
Tough,
come on
right?
now. Come on, Mark.
Shirt. He's got to be right out of like World War II or something. Like,
hey now.
He's in white shirt, white pants, white shoes, nicely tanned, super buff.
There we go. That's a good. Yeah, that's the aspiration. Okay, did you reach out to what's her name?
I did.
Okay, and
so I put together a list of 5 people that I'd like to reach out to. 4 of them.
5. Come on, man. Okay.
4 of them I've started following and connected with. 2 people I connected with on LinkedIn already. One person the other 2 I started following on IG. So that way I can comment on some other stuff and then I'll reach out to them for the interview request. And to follow up on our podcast episode last time, Jill Mills, I reached out to and DM'd on Instagram.
Okay.
And asked her to be the first person.
Did she write back?
As of right now, let's see. She has not written back, but she's not super active on her Instagram either. It was the only way that I could find. Most of her other accounts are fan accounts. People are running fan accounts for her. Her personal account was the only one I could find, and I only found it through other people posting photos of them with her.
Oh,
so I found.
So what is it? Jill Mills Legendary? No,
one. It's one. Let's see here. It is one Jill _ Mills.
One Jill
_ Mills. Yeah, she has. It's a private account. She has 2,200-ish followers.
Oh, it's a private account.
Yeah,
that's right. And she's sitting on a cow. That's her profile picture. She's sitting on top of a cow.
Is it a cow or a horse? Yeah, it's a cow. Yeah, there she is on top of a cow. So, so I reached out to her. I thought you'd be proud of me.
I expected a little more by now.
You expected more? I reached out to someone who's a professor at the University of Toronto who also writes for Forbes and Inc. I started following someone who is a confidence coach for the U.S. Olympic swim team. I started following her, and I'm going to reach out to her. I found a South African woman who's written a few books that I started talking about doubt. I started following her, and I can't remember the other people off the top of my head. Come on.
He does online coaching, Jill Mills. Okay, so why am I not as happy as you think I should be, Mark?
I think you should be very happy because coming out of last week's podcast episode, you said you got to do this. And I started doing the research. I started getting excited about it. I reached out and DM'd her, even Jill Mills, even though I was a little bit nervous. I sent her a great note. And then I found a handful of other people that I want to ask to come on. And I've started following them so I can get into their community. I can start answering or responding to their IG posts and other things. And then I'm going to ask them on. Why aren't you happy? You're unhappy because it's only 5 and it's not 10, it's not 20, it's not 30?
Yep.
Well, I'm pretty proud of myself for the 5.
This is the raising our standards episode then.
Fine, let's talk raising our standards.
Yeah. 5. First off.
No, because I was comparing it to 0. So I'm like, oh man, Evan isn't even going to remember to ask about this. And I'm going to be so happy to say, hey, Evan, remember this thing? Yeah, I found Jill Mills. I reached out to her and I'm hoping she's going to say yes. And I even watched a few old videos of her talking from the 90s. Dude, she's got such a great story. I can't wait to talk to her. I'm so excited. So I thought you'd be really happy for me.
And so I did remember. It's the first question I asked.
Evan has an amazing memory, everyone.
Yep.
People tell it to him all the time.
It really is. It really happens a lot. I get that a lot for the things that matter. Yeah, that's great. Jill Mills is great. The other part is just, but the comparing to 0 is the problem.
So not doing it versus doing it. I did it. I feel like I've won. Now the next step, of course, is like, so here's the only other thing I could have thought of. Whether I did 5, and I picked 5, but whether I did 5 or I did 10 or 15 or 20, to me, it's all in the same camp. The next step to me is actually inviting all 5 or all 10 or all 20 people on, but I wanted to follow them first a little bit before I asked for something.
Oh,
you told me, like, your number one advice is get into people's community, follow them, comment on them, make sure that they get to know you a little bit, add value before you ask them on.
Okay, great. So what are you missing then?
More? Faster? Immediate?
No, what are you missing? What do you mean? My number one advice, if that's my number one advice, then what are you missing? Why am I not recommending to you right now my number one advice?
I don't know because
nobody cares about these people.
Oh, okay.
Nobody cares. I mean, you're the only one.
I picked a. Listen, the woman who is a confidence coach, who is the confidence coach for the U.S. Olympic teams. You know, she's connected. She has some followers.
Okay, who is it?
Who is it? It is. I think it's Coach Chantel. Coach Kristen. CoachKristen.com.
Coach Kristen?
Yep, Coach Kristen.
What is she? Would you reach out on Twitter?
I started following her on IG. She has a smaller following on IG, but she does events, coaching. She runs a few websites. Coach Kristen.
She's got 7,000 followers. Follow Mark Drager. There she is.
Yeah, and I will. You know, I could have just DM'd her right away, but is the Evan advice not to get into the community, to start following them, to show a little bit of value, and then reach out?
Not when they're this small.
Oh.
And you're not asking even for help. You're asking to expose their message.
Perfect. Well, then I'll reach out to the 4 people right away, the way I did with Jill Mills.
Yeah. She's posting on both. She posted a day ago on Instagram. She posted 2 days ago on Twitter. It's both. Like, follow her, engage. 4 people left a comment on her most recent post from a day ago. Mark Drager was not one of them. So I don't know what he's talking about following my advice.
Well, because I only found her after she posted that.
2 days ago, she posted. 0 people left a comment. One of those 0 people was Mark Drager. So not following the advice. I'm struggling to find a single post that she's put up recently where Mark Drager is following my #1 piece of advice.
I haven't commented on any of your stuff yet because I didn't want to follow and then immediately spam her with all these comments.
No, this is the overthinking that is slowing us down.
Wow.
You follow. Nobody notices that you followed and then left a whole bunch of valuable comments. And they're going to say, wow, this Mark Drager is really spamming my account.
I notice it because I notice it when people do that. When I get a follow, followed by like someone who's gone through 7 posts and written comments, and then a day later been like, hey man, I love what you're doing. I just want to reach out to you.
Mark,
and like,
this is overthinking. You didn't leave a single comment on her posts.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Done. Consider it done.
And reach out. And more.
Yes, I will. I will reach out.
Okay, great. We're reaching out, we're commenting, and we're doing more.
Sure. Perfect.
You're trying to tell their story.
Here, let me walk you through the 5
And she's the
people.
most. She's got 7,000 followers. Well, how about the other people?
Okay, so Jill Mills was #1. This is Coach Kristen, which is Kristen Chef-Shonias.
Okay, yeah. Next.
We got Nick Hobson, who I connected through LinkedIn, and he just responded back. I sent him a nice little note.
PhD psychology and neuroscience.
Yeah.
78 followers.
He's on Twitter. He writes for Forbes. He writes for Inc. He's a strategist, a lecturer, an author.
Did you write to him?
I'd like to speak to him.
Did you ask him?
He just connected with me on LinkedIn like 20 minutes ago. So I sent him a nice note saying, hey man, want to connect with you. We have a few people in common through U of T and other things. So he's someone I'd be interested in talking to. Michelle McQuaid, who can be found on Instagram under shell.mcquaid. She has 2,000 followers, but she's a writer. She does some stuff with a podcast. She's written a few books. She's written for, I think she's the one who wrote for Psychology Today, which is how I found her.
Right.
And then Chelsea Burler from Atlanta. She's written 2 books, including The Curious Ones. Her website is mostly Chelsea. She's written for HuffPost, Entrepreneur Inc., Maria Shriver, XM Radio.
Okay, this is still just the same problem of your 50 list.
This isn't the same problem because I reached out to Jill because, I thought you would want me to get into these people's circles before asking for something. But now that you're like, no, don't DM them. I will just DM them right away.
Yes. This guy has 78 followers.
It doesn't have any, I'm not scared to reach out to them. I was following the steps that I was under the impression I should follow to be a good citizen.
Okay, great. So both. Follow them.
Yes.
Leave comment.
Yes.
And DM them with a nice message saying, I'd love to interview you for my new podcast.
Do you want to hear my message I sent out to?
I do, actually.
You want to hear my message and see maybe it's a good message or not. Ready?
Yeah.
Good morning, Jill. I'm reaching out because
I don't want to hear you do it now. I want to hear the actual video.
Oh, I wrote her a text.
Oh, what?
Jill,
okay.
You want a video? You want me to send video messages? Oh, this is a different thing.
Do a text. If it's Instagram, you do a text so that it shows up, and then a video and then a text. A video and then a text because they can read. Because the video, if they're not following you, a video, it just shows that you left a video, but they're not sure if they want to open the video.
This isn't through Twitter. I'm reaching out mostly through
Instagram.
LinkedIn or Instagram. Yeah.
That's Instagram.
Yeah, so for IG, I sent Jill this note. Do you want to hear the note or no?
All right. Yeah. Okay. Note.
Fine. Good morning, Jill. I'm reaching out because I'm so inspired by you and your story. Short version, I have a podcast, and I love to have you on to share everything you've overcome, learned, and come to value. Let me know if you're open. Long version, I believe we all have something to prove to the doubters and the small-minded people in our lives, and even to that little voice of doubt in our own head. I believe that conditioning, fear, doubt, and limiting self-beliefs keep most people from becoming extraordinary versions of themselves. My goal is to help those who have something to prove, show the world and themselves that they can make it happen. I'd love to have an hour of your time to jump on a call and record a conversation for my podcast. Thanks, Mark.
Decent. I like the short version, long version. Reminds me of something.
What do you mean it reminds you of something?
Reminds me of something.
Why?
And then I would just.
What does that mean? It reminds you of something? Did I steal that from someone without me even realizing it?
Right. And then in the long version,
you're saying right like it's yours. Is this yours or is this?
In every newsletter I put out, short version, full version.
Oh, I don't read your newsletters because they go to my spam.
And then in the long version, I'd say something about her. Just say something about her that connects. But yeah, it's fine. I like it. Now,
Amen.
maybe she sees it. Maybe she doesn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's everybody.
Listen, man, I'm feeling great because old Mark, if we go back a few podcast episodes ago, when you pulled up the videos and you're like, here's Mark 2013, 2015, old, slow, fast Mark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way I see it is we had a conversation last week. I edited the podcast and got it out Tuesday and was like, damn, I got to get on this. Yesterday was a crazy busy day, but I got on it. I started researching it. I started getting excited about it. I started thinking about having conversations with these people and reading their books and getting into it. And that excites me. And then I reached out and I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do with these other 4 people, but I'll DM all of them as well, or send them video messages. You're saying now, right? Send them a quick video message. Hey, I'm Mark. Or no?
Yeah. Reach out. Cool. And follow them and comment on their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then more.
I'm proud of me, even if you're not.
It's a step. It's just a tiny bit. This
Say
is about raising our standards.
Say you're proud, Evan. Say it.
I'm not really that proud. I'm going to be honest.
Well, what would you have had me do? You thought I was going to come back with having done nothing, right?
No, I thought you would have come back and have messaged at least 10 people. This is the standard that I had in my head for what Mark would have done. We're beyond that. I didn't think you'd come back with nothing because my standard for Mark is not nothing. Nope.
Well, I mainly did it because I also knew that I'd be facing you and I'd be like, Evan's going to ask about this. I have to have an answer that's not.
No, but you didn't think I was going to remember.
Anyway, I came prepared. I did my homework. I came prepared.
Barely.
But your standard was 10. And then next time I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do 11, one more. And you'll be like, I expect you to do 25.
Maybe. But like, what is your standard for yourself? That's why this is the standards episode.
Okay.
Your standard for yourself is it's not 0. So, hey, this is great. And I'm saying, listen, we got to now, we're ready for the second gear because it's time to get out of first gear. We've been in stalling mode.
Yeah.
Stalling. Our manual car is stalling. Now we got the first gear. Great.
Can you drive manual?
No.
No?
No.
You can drive. Oh, no. Okay. I was going to say you can drive a Vespa, but that's an automatic too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did my motorcycle test on a motor.
No, you did. You said you did it on a Vespa and they had to move the pylons.
There's 2 rounds of it.
There's 2 rounds of it. Pylons tighter.
There's 2 rounds of it. Yeah. So the first round I did on a motorcycle that they give you because it's a weekend course. So I learned how to shift on the motorcycle.
I've done that course.
But then the second one, they take you out on the highway and I took my Vespa. Yeah, which is automatic. Anyway, we're Mark has been in stalling mode and now we're like kind of consistently in first gear. And now first gear is not good enough anymore. Now you got to get the second gear. Second gear.
I love it.
Yeah. So 5 people and you followed 4, message 2, and just let's go, dude. It's first gear thinking.
Well, anyway, listen, man. Okay. I hear what you're saying. I'm still pretty proud of myself for doing it.
Fine.
Right? It wasn't scary for me to put that message together and reach out. I was like, yes, I'm doing this. I'm doing what Evan did with Mark Zuckerberg when it's like, hey, I'm on a mission to blah 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 blah.
You like that? Wait, did he even see it? Probably not. Let me go find the Zuckerberg.
He probably has it programmed so that way.
I mean,
it doesn't say whether he's seen it or not.
Oh yeah, no, he hasn't seen it. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure he gets flooded. Anyway, so second gear, dude. Second gear. We're ready for second gear.
Well, then what else should I be doing to raise standards? If this is the Raise Your Standards episode, I don't have a printer that works, but I started my own what is it called? What do you call it? The X to Success?
FlexiX?
FlexiX.
Okay.
I started my own FlexiX challenge for all of those who are listening. I have
those are health?
Yes, I call it 30-50-30. So every day I need to do at least 30 minutes of hardcore cardio, 50 sit-ups and 30 push-ups. So that's fun.
Raising your standards is a factor of moving the bar forward of what you feel proud of yourself for. Old Mark, 3 minutes of crazy exercise would have been amazing. New Mark is 30 minutes.
No, it's at least 30 minutes. It's usually more. It's usually close to an hour.
Okay, great.
The 30 minutes is a little trick I've done because when I don't feel like doing it, I go, it's only 30 minutes. And then by the time you're 20 minutes into it, you feel great. So you can easily do 40, 50 an hour.
I don't know how I feel about that.
What do you mean? You don't know how you feel about that? What, you don't want to do it, so you do it. And then once you start doing it, you feel great. And then you go even more.
No, because the messaging there is 30 minutes. I want to do 60, but it's too much. So I'm going to make it easy for myself by saying it's only going to be 30. And then I end up doing 60 anyways. It's the feeling like I'm not going to do it if it's 60.
No. The baseline is still not doing it at all. The baseline isn't, should I do 30 minutes of exercise or 60? When you don't feel like it, I'm proud that I did it anyway, right? Earlier in the week, my legs. So earlier in the week, I did a spin. And so I was using muscle groups that I'm not usually doing when I'm running. I've been running a lot lately. And so I did crazy amount of spin. I did 50 minutes of hardcore spin. The next day, I did not feel like going for a run. And I was like, I got to go for a run. And then my legs were all locked up. So I did a 5K. I did it slower than normal, but every step was not a lot of fun. It didn't feel good. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. And then I posted that thing on Instagram that you commented on where I said, like becoming the man I want to become means doing the things that you have to do, whether you feel like it or not. I just didn't feel like going for a run, but I'm proud of myself for going for that run. Not because I should have done 10K or 12K, or I should have run faster, because the alternate is not doing anything at all. That's the level I'm at now. It's like, it's not.
I'm fine with that, but it's the trick. Your mindset is, this is what you're telling yourself. If it's 60, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to say it's 30. And then by the time I'm in, I'll just finish it. So you're basically telling yourself, I'm not good enough to do 60. I'm not at that level. Even though you want to do 60.
No,
but you're not going to do it if you say it's 60.
I set my bar here, and then I'm super proud of myself for crushing that bar. I got to do at least 30 minutes of exercise, of hardcore things. And then, you hit the 30-minute mark. You're feeling great. You're like, I'm going to do another 10. You do another 10. You're like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do another 5. And then you're like, yeah. So you're celebrating. You're so awesome. Yay. You crushed what the minimum expectations were.
What if your goal was, what if you only did 55 minutes?
What do you mean? If I only did, or do you mean
you want to do 60? The goal is really 60. You're putting that 30 because it's your minimum.
No, I very rarely do 60 minutes, because even if I run a 10K, it's like between 50 minutes and 58 minutes for a 10K. So that's not 60 minutes of exercise.
Okay. So your goal, what if you did 32?
If I felt like garbage and I had the flu and I couldn't breathe, I'd be proud of myself.
Okay, great. But if you weren't?
Then there would be no circumstance where I would only do 30.
So that's the real measure. It's not the time.
That's actually not true. So if I run a 5K, I tend to run a 5K in like 25 to 28 minutes. And then with some cool down and some walking, like my minimum exercise really is 30 minutes, right? Running a 5K doesn't take 30 minutes. So maybe my new standard should be, I should never run a 5K anymore, because it's not enough. But
no, you
that's how I set that level.
You need to feel proud of yourself for the effort you're putting in on all the activities.
But you always say it's not the outcome. It's
the effort. I just said that. You need to feel proud of yourself for the effort you're putting in all your activities.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the cheapening of the activity to get yourself into it. This is the floss one tooth philosophy. Just floss one tooth. It's just one tooth, but then you're already there. So you floss all your other teeth. The only way that I would ever floss my teeth is if I followed something like that right now. Maybe I can learn to do the other thing, but those are standards. You're telling yourself the only way that I'm going to do it. I want to floss my whole mouth. I want to do the whole thing, but I don't think I'm capable. So the only way I'm going to do it is by tricking myself to say, I don't like tricks that make me feel weak.
I get it. I listen to you. I listen to Bill. I listen to you guys talk about these things.
Okay.
Listen, man. It's much easier for me. Here's the thing, Evan.
Here's the thing.
It's much easier for me to.
I don't care what's easier for you.
No. Fine.
Yes. But that's the whole thing. That's how you're perceiving it. And if we're talking about raising standards, it's not about what's easier. It's much easier for me. Everything that follows does not matter, because that's the exact kind of thinking I'm trying to eradicate. If you want to raise your standards. Mark Drager does
I do hard
difficult things.
things.
Yes.
I do hard things.
Snap. There we go. Yeah.
I do hard things. I do difficult things.
Yeah.
I do things whether I like it or not.
Okay, great.
But not as consistently as I want.
Perfect.
Not as aggressively as I want.
Okay.
That's it. Like I don't even have to say anything else. Not as consistently as I want, and not as aggressively as I want.
Okay. So those are your goals. That's what needs to be reflected in your sheet. Did I aggressively?
The other day, I felt terrible. I had a headache. I was feeling dizzy. I wasn't feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what time it was, maybe 4:30 in the afternoon. I was like, I just got to go upstairs and lay down. And the whole time I just had some quiet time as intentionally as I could. And I was exhausted and tired, and I felt guilty, and I felt bad for, all of this stuff I have to work on, all of this stuff that I could be focusing on. And here I am just having a moment of not doing that stuff. So then, we had dinner, and I went downstairs and I started working again.
Mm-hmm.
And I still felt terrible. I still felt terrible for it, but it didn't make me proud to work through feeling, bad and dizzy and not good. I didn't do good work. I only did it because I'm thinking this is what people do. Like I waste so much time. I waste so much effort. I'm all over the place, real aggressive people. The type of person I want to be would be the person who works through this stuff, but it wasn't good work. It wasn't good work. And then, anyway, I don't know how to be consistently as aggressive, fast, or dedicated or focused as I want to be. And maybe that's because nobody can be what's up in my head. Like no one can be that consistently. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Consistency is already what you're writing into your notebook. Consistency means you're following through every day. So you're getting your 3 X's in every day. Mm-hmm.
Now, I wanted to start, by the way, I only picked 3 things. I wanted to start like 10 of them, but I thought
whatever. Aggressively depends on the day. So if your goal is to do 30 minutes, how aggressively are you chasing down those 30 minutes? You could do 30 minutes of just walking and check the box. No, but okay, great. Look at your face. He's shaking his head violently with a nasty smirk. Like that's not happening. You know what? That's standards.
But like, here's a great example. Here's a perfect example. You sent me on, what's today? Today's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday night. You sent me a new landing page you're working on, and my phone died halfway through commenting to you. And then I plugged it in. I had dinner. I spent some time with the kids, and I was like, "Oh, right, Evan was mentioning it. Let me look at it." And then I said, "Tomorrow, like Wednesday, I'm going to get you some comments and feedback." And then my yesterday was crazy. It was super busy, and at the end of the day, I was like, I didn't give Evan that comment and feedback, and I have other stuff that I still have to do. I felt bad about it, so I was like, tomorrow morning when I get up, the first thing I'm going to do is do that. But I still told you I was going to do it for you Wednesday. Okay. I got it to you Thursday. I told you I was going to do it for you Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if I was as aggressive or committed or dedicated, I would have not slept because I said I would give it to you Wednesday and get it to you Wednesday. But instead, I'm only thinking about this now looking back, but instead I went, tomorrow I'm going to be fresh. I'm going to be in a better state of mind. Evan's not going to remember that I said Wednesday or Thursday morning anyway. It doesn't make a big deal. It's better for me to do it when I'm like in the morning time and ready to help with copy and then jump on it right away. Looking back on it, I should have not gone to sleep to get it to you Wednesday because I said Wednesday, even if it didn't matter to you. But I didn't subconscious. Like I didn't think of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that the type of thing that I need to do? Or is it like, whatever, you're overthinking?
That is something that, listen, that's what you reward yourself for, what you make yourself proud of. This is what's very personal. For somebody else listening, they might say, that's crazy, Mark. Like you should have slept and you did exactly the right thing. What you choose to beat yourself up for is the game. Like, you need to figure that out. That vision that you have in your head of who you want to be. I can't tell you this is the right thing or not.
But that's the thing. That's the problem we have. You can call me 8-lane highway. I can be the champion of all of us who have doubt and uncertain. We don't know what we want. Like, I don't know. I fell asleep at 20 after 9 last night because I was just so exhausted. And I don't know. Are you mad at me that I didn't do that yesterday? Are you upset? Are you disappointed in me? Does it matter to you?
No, I didn't remember that.
Right.
I saw the feedback. Okay, great. I'm also moving on to other stuff. But listen, how many times have we made mistakes on the campaigns that we've been working on? And it's only like, okay, well, what are we going to do? What's the next step? How are we going to move forward? It's only lack of effort and energy. That's what I get frustrated in myself and in others. If I didn't, when I was filming videos, I had a splitting headache as well. And my Espresso videos next week are going to be different. I sat out in my living room and I watched the videos and then just reacted to them instead of my usual high energy, whatever, because I had a headache, but videos still had to go up. And so it's not my best product, but the alternative is not do something the next day, which is also super important to what I'm working on. Or just not have videos, which I didn't want to accept as an outcome, right? The standard videos have to go up. So I'm proud of myself more than a usual Espresso day, even though the quality was worse, because I did it when it was hard. And part of it was I walked into here and I took my mask out and I realized the neck brace out and realized, holy cow, like I made videos. I'm complaining about having a headache. I made videos with a broken neck and concussion. Come on now. And I started getting a little more energy for the videos. Other people will judge you for what you do or not do. How do you want to judge yourself? What does an extraordinary mark look like? How much do you want to spend sleeping versus working versus being a husband versus being a leader? I don't know. Can't tell you that.
I just feel like I'm too slow, too lazy.
But that's great.
And I don't care enough about things that I'm supposed to care about. And everyone else will say, no, you're hardworking and you're dedicated. And
no, I'm not saying that.
I know you won't. I know you won't. I'm saying everybody else in my life.
Okay, well, forget that.
We'll talk about all the good things. But to me, I just feel not enough, right?
So you have to do more. Like when you shaved your head and you felt great about yourself for doing it because it was scary and
I was so scared, man.
But that's
the reason I did it was because I was scared and I knew and I caught it in the moment.
And that's the game. That's the whole thing. That's when you get the X for being proud of yourself. So 30 minutes alone doesn't mean anything. 30 minutes daily is the consistency, but you said consistency and aggressiveness. Are you aggressively chasing down those 30 minutes or those 60 minutes? That's where if you say, I'm going to floss one tooth, that's not aggressively chasing down your goals. That's consistently, but it's not aggressive. It's an easy way out just to kind of get the ball rolling because you feel like you're not strong enough to actually do it.
Most things I do, if I really think about it, it's because I do it out of duty. I do it because I feel like I need to do it for someone else, or I do it because people are telling me, Mark, you have to do this or else. And if I'm not in that situation of like really discomfort, like, oh crap, if I don't do this, I lose X. If I don't do this, I don't get this. If I don't do this, it's going to cost me that. Or someone's yelling at me, just do it. Or I'm doing it out of duty, like jumping on your landing page this morning and giving all this comments and stuff. I did it. By the end, I was like, oh man, I love my feedback I gave. But I did it because I was like, I have to help Evan out. Like I did it out of duty. And so if someone isn't, if I'm not doing things out of duty, and if I'm not doing like in that middle gap, in that middle area, when I'm not bumping up against one of these things, is a lot of procrastination, and I can do it later, and comfort, and is it really such a big deal? And like, that's the area that needs the consistency and the aggression.
I agree
as well. I just don't know how to do it. I'll learn through these podcasts, do these interviews with people, I guess.
What we just talked about is it. The 30 minutes that you're spending running, is it aggressive? Are you proud of the 30 minutes that you spent? Because what aggressive is will depend on how you're feeling. If you're super sick, your legs are sore because of your spinning class or whatever, your 30 minutes, you're not going to get the same outcome. You're not going to go as fast. You're not going to go as far. You're going to be a lot more pain. But aggressive is going at half speed because your legs are burning from what happened the other day. So the time limit alone isn't enough. The consistency of checking off the X, awesome. But how aggressively are you attacking that goal? It's the internal game. So when you're approaching it, that's what you're thinking about. And then the second part is eliminate the hacks or whatever you called it, where you're telling yourself, I can't do it, so I have to make the bar so low that I can just get started. So no, I can do it. Let's go. Mark does difficult things.
Okay.
Because the difficult things, Mark does difficult things, is only 7% of your belief system right now. That's the problem. We need to move that number forward. Yeah, poo bags. Do you saw that picture?
Sorry, that was a real reaction there, Evan. I don't know. We have that picture somewhere.
I feel like I have that picture somewhere.
You still have it? Evan came by my office when I wasn't there once and was talking to my team, and he noticed that I have these dog poo bags, these pickup bags, because every time I take my dog out for a walk, I throw one in my pocket. And so my coats and sometimes have one or two bags in my pocket because the dog uses it or doesn't use it. Anyway, I got to work. I had a cup that had a few poo bags in it. They were clean. It's not like they were used, but Evan
all over his desk.
Evan found that
multiple locations
terrible and disgusting because it was like I'm living in filth because I had a few extra poo bags in my office there. And so he created a graphic that said, Mark 2019, Mark 2020, Mark 2030 or something. And I was like getting stronger and stronger because I was able to overcome the poo bags or something. But for our audio listeners, I just showed them that I have one sitting here on my desk.
I don't have it. I don't have it.
You don't have it.
It's a great graphic. Mark didn't understand what I was even doing at the time, but it's too bad. I'm proud of myself for that.
Faster,
graphic.
Stronger. No more, no hacks. It's so hard, man.
Mark does hard things. What are we talking about here? Stop complaining and default into that.
I'm not 7%. Complaining. I'm just saying it's hard. It's hard. It's difficult.
Right, and that's exciting. Let's go.
I get excited. It's easy to stay on the diet during the day. It's really hard when you're sitting in front of the TV. Not to stay on the diet, but to stay as strict as I need to be to get to where I want. The reason I started this physical Flexi X is because my cardio is stronger than it's been. My strength is really, really good, but I'm not losing weight anymore. You
want to cut off the band?
Yes, I do.
I know, dude.
I'm now this band. I'm now
dude, I already know.
Pounds away from the band. At one point in September, I was half a pound away.
12 pounds?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I gained a lot of muscle mass. I think I've lost that muscle mass now, but yeah, I'm back up to 194.
Standards are slipping, man. Standards are slipping.
Still on keto, still exercising every day. I just need I'm down to like a 2-hour eating window, but
how's the cream cheese situation right now?
Good memory.
Good memory. Imagine that.
Great. I'm giving you these ones now. I'm tossing those to you. I had a bit of cream cheese yesterday, but otherwise it's not actually that big of a deal. I'm over the cream cheese. Yeah. The bigger issue right now is salami. I'm still a big fan of the salami, man.
Kill the salami. I mean,
kill the salami.
Alex went through the same thing. I'm on keto. How come I'm not losing weight? It's like, because you're downing macadamia nuts by the handful every hour. Like, you're not even in ketosis, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I might not be in ketosis, or at least as strict as I need to be. Yeah.
Eat less salami. Fix it. There you go. Done. Oh, but that's hard. Exactly.
No, it's just the cravings.
7% moves to 12%. That's your goal. I just did a 66-hour fast. That was great.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you do to come out of it carefully? Because you got to come out of it apparently in some kind of sequence.
Yeah. I had bone broth soup.
Yep.
And then broccoli and mushrooms.
Nice.
And then back into not crazy eggs or something. Yeah. I've already been through it though. I've been through a 60-hour, and I had seaweed or something to get out of it. But 66-hour, yeah, it just felt right.
I've honestly thought about going off keto and going on the diet that bodybuilders use for cutting, which is just like,
chicken breast and broccoli.
Higher protein, lower fat, lower carb, lower calorie.
It's chicken breast and broccoli.
There's also some brown rice in there. Exciting brown rice. But
yeah, so I did, it was coffee in the morning, black coffee with some cinnamon, and then water and sea salt.
No,
66 hours.
You're not doing any apple cider vinegar?
Nope.
Oh,
could have.
That would help with your potassium levels.
Yeah, I'm not draining that much. As long as I have sea salt, you're good. And I thought, maybe I go. Do I go to 70 hours?
What is 66 hours? So that's like you eat your dinner meal, right? And then you don't eat. What, the next day you wake up? That's 12. The next day.
So it was Saturday at 10 o'clock was the last time I ate.
Oh,
Saturday 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, at the end of a cheat day. Okay.
Yeah, Saturday 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So then all of Sunday, all of Monday.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or something.
Wow. How did you feel? I know that you can I know that once people get into that, they can easily start to do 4 or 5 day, like the 5-day fast. I know Bill, you does that. I know a few other people who do.
Yeah.
I haven't gone past 24 hours because I'm scared to.
Then do it just because, right? I mean, that's the whole point. 60 was my last best. And so we got to 60. So I'm going to do at least 60. Should I do 65? Should I go 70? But 70 would have taken, 72 would be the
next morning.
The 3 days. No, 72 would have taken me to 10 p.m. on Tuesday.
But at that point, just go to sleep.
That's what I'm saying, right? Wake up and then it's 90.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then the next one I'll have coffee again and just coffee again. I'll be able to take it to 3 p.m. the next day. But then, and so I'm debating in my head, like, which one should I go and do? I'm feeling fine. Like the energy is there. Yeah. And then, I don't know. It just felt right. 66 felt like a good number. So I just decided we're going to end it at 66. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Are you still doing your exercise and everything through that? You're doing all your squats and stuff?
400 squats a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're looking thin. Although you've always talked about the fact that you haven't had to work to lose weight. You work to bulk, right? Like in terms of your body type.
I can stay in a range pretty easily.
Yeah.
I can stay in the range. If I junk out, I'll gain weight, and then it'll like 5 pounds off the next day. Like I can, but to get, what am I now?
You look thin, man. Like in your face and stuff, you look.
I used to be
especially if you start to watch your older videos when you're like, around when you got married. I guess you were 190s or something. You look thin now.
I used to be a lot. I used to be a lot skinny. I was like borderline unhealthy. I mean, I was eating like crazy, but I just couldn't put on weight. Now it's easy to see in a range, but to cut a lot, I'd have to be super strict, and to gain muscle, I have to go super crazy. But not, super priorities. I wasn't planning on doing a long fast. I ate too much on Saturday, felt sick, and it just felt right. And then I just wasn't, I don't know, okay, let's just keep going. Like salt's working for me. Just clean it out. Let's go.
I guess that's next for me. 2-day fast, my next challenge.
66. So that's it, right? So then, but here's the thing. So then you do it. So don't tell yourself, well, it's just a 4-hour fast. And then once I'm into it, it'll be a 8-hour, 16-hour, 32-hour, right? No, like I have a goal. I want to get to whatever. And this is where you may even fall short. Like the first fast I did, I passed out almost, right? I was getting dizzy. I didn't do the salt. That's why I stopped at, I don't think I made it 24. I think I made it 22. And I wanted to get 24, but I was like fever and like, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But I stopped, right? I did not hit my goal of 24 the first time. It was 22 or 23. But I was still proud of my effort for doing it because I'm passing out and getting dizzy. I didn't know how to do it properly. So you set your goal.
I'm not listening to my body because the last week I've been very, like, I don't usually eat until 5 or 6 p.m. And then I eat a meal, and that meal fills me up pretty quick because you don't really need to eat much. And then around 7 or 8, I will have like a second, like a salad or a second kind of small meal, not because I'm hungry, but because I'm worried that if I don't eat a second time, that's it. Like I won't be able to eat until tomorrow. So I better eat now, even though I'm not really that hungry, because this is all I have.
So cut that and just see. Try for one day.
Yeah.
Like all of these decisions, every time is another opportunity to move the 7% forward.
So, yeah. Raise my standards. I can't believe you're disappointed about the 5. I'm so proud of myself.
No,
man.
I can't believe you're so proud of yourself. I mean, come on, dude. This is Mark Drager we're talking about.
Yeah, Mark Drager is a scared little boy
who steps up and moves that 7% forward.
We're all just doing the best that we can, right? Isn't that
No, stop saying that. That should be the 7%. That thinking should be the 7%, not the 93. That's the problem. There are some very real times where you'll need to tell yourself, I'm doing the best that I can, and that's okay. 7% of the time. Yeah, I really thought you'd have 10.
What's that?
I really thought you'd have 10. And then the 5 you didn't even reach. Like you just kind of followed and you didn't even message or anything. Like
Nick, I messaged. I just didn't ask him to be on the podcast yet.
Yeah, but like look at what you just said: consistency and aggressive. Is that aggressive, Mark? Is Mark proud of the aggressiveness and how he attacked that goal?
No, because
great.
I
So
was
then you're not
worried
proud
that
of yourself. Then let's go.
This would come across as spammy or needy or
Is there no way to reach out to somebody, show them love? Look, Mark. So is there a way to reach out to somebody, show them love, and invite them to be a guest on your podcast to tell their story without being seen as spammy or mean?
Can you
especially for somebody who has a communication and marketing background?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, great. Then that's what you do. It should have been 10. There should have been something more than what it was.
Listen, man, I started with just Jill and I DM'd her and I was like, oh, this is so great. And then I went, no, I can go to 5. I can go to 5.
No, like, listen, Jill is a great step for most people.
Yeah.
Most people would come back here next week and still not have done it and have researched Jill and found out her background and her high school and whatever and still not have reached out. So it's a great step. But you're just capable of more by now. You just are. You're just capable of more by now. We don't acknowledge getting, an A+ on how to spell, dog anymore. Okay? We're now beyond that.
So raise my standards. Raise my standards. Okay, let me ask you this then. Without someone pointing it out to you then that you need to raise your standards, what do you think the best way is? Like I know hanging out with people, right? I go, we went to Tony Robbins. We hang out with people who have a certain income level, have certain money, have certain resources, just expect the world to work a certain way. Here's a better story. When I started my business, I needed a salesperson desperately. You may remember, I needed a salesperson desperately.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to a sales coach and I was just like, can't afford a salesperson. And I remember he gave me the most disgusted look. He gave me this look like of bewilderment and he just didn't understand what I was saying. He's like, what are you talking about? Because to him, in his world, my problem didn't even comprehend. His standards were higher. His expectations were higher. The way businesses worked were much higher than I was thinking. It was just like, he just could not understand what I was talking about. And that always stuck with me because I was like, how do I figure out what he knows? So I understand if I went and talked to people, it would raise my standards because their reactions would be like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, just go out and do it. In the absence of that, how do I know which standards I need to raise?
Great.
You like that long-winded story?
No, nothing. Zero part of it. Weird. It's the same answer as it was 3 minutes ago. You catch the language. Oh, but that's so hard. No, I do hard. You catch the fear.
I'm not saying, oh, it's so hard. I'm saying, Evan, you need to understand it's really hard, right?
That's the
It's
same
not
thing.
the like complaining, it's the sympathy. It's
No, no,
the,
no.
like,
It's
this
the
is a
same
really,
thing. No, no, no. It's the same thing. It's all complaining. What's sympathy? Sympathy for you?
yeah,
You want me to have sympathy for you for playing
yeah.
small?
I want, I would appreciate some sympathy sometimes.
You're fine. You get sympathy when you deserve it. This is not when you deserve it. You get lots of sympathy, by the way, in all of our failed campaigns on things.
And sometimes they work, like right now.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that data. No, this is choosing what you give sympathy over is important. Most of these things, when you say, "Oh, but that's so difficult," that is not allowed to be a standard reply to things. Yeah, so you're catching it in yourself that it's scary, difficult, or hard. Those 3 words, and then you go and do it, and you're already doing it, but you're doing it 7% instead of what it should be at, something higher. And then you surround yourself with things that make you feel wholly inadequate, as long as it pushes you forward. Right? So for me, it's the videos, right? And like Elon Musk and that kind of stuff, right? So the conversation with people can help, but what else? As long as the result of that is still like, I need to go and work harder, not, man, I suck and I'm going to go to my room and cry. Because that's a fine line.
Yeah. The other night, I was on Instagram. I was looking at stuff. I don't really get FOMO. Like I don't look at what other people are doing and go, oh, I compare though, right? I look at what other people are doing and I feel like they've got their stuff figured out and they're doing stuff that I should be doing and I'm better than them. And why can't I do it? And this and that.
Okay.
And so I couldn't sleep. And I went downstairs to my office at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. And I was like, I'm going to just hustle because I can beat these people. And then I worked for another 3 hours and made myself really proud. Went to bed way too late at night. And I was like, oh man, I feel so good.
Yeah.
So that is a fine line, but I always try to ride it to not looking at what other people are doing and feeling bad, but going, how do I win?
So being around them more, being around that stuff more. It's not that every night you're now sleepless and like it won't be the same tonight if you saw the same picture. Shaving your head a second time is not going to feel anywhere close to the same.
No, it doesn't mean
it's not the same.
Yeah.
Not
I shaved my head this morning. It doesn't mean anything now. It's gone. It's not scary anymore.
Yeah, but that's what happens. Now it's a new standard. Now that doesn't scare you anymore. Now it's just more of the same thing.
This is an excuse. This is a question. People are chasing money and then they get it and it's not enough. People are chasing fame. They get it and it's not enough. Can you just get addicted to chasing these challenges? And like, is it
growth?
Is it fixing the things? Is it fixing the broken things inside of us? Or are we just chasing stuff all the time because the challenges get more aggressive, the exercise gets more aggressive, the fasts get longer, the amount of food you eat gets less, the cold water baths get colder. Like, do you know what I mean? The stages,
growth. You should be addicted to growth and progress because otherwise you hate your life. And that translates to different things for different people. For some people, shaving their head is no big deal. Awesome. For you, it was great. For me, it was an accident. I bought clippers and new clippers and I didn't realize the different heights. And I just put one on and then oh crap. I didn't even realize till I got out of the shower. Right? Done. Like, all right, cool. Here we are. So everybody wants to grow. Everybody wants progress. It's part of the human condition. If you're not getting growth or progress, you're not going to be happy. What that growth and progress looks like it's a unique thing for different people. This is why like losing weight ends up being a hard point for people because once you hit your goal, then what do you do next? What's the growth or progress? Now it's just maintenance. That's really hard for people. Because you hit your weight. Once you clip off your thing, now what? You hit your goal. How do you just maintain that weight? That's boring. Where's the growth? You have to find growth inside of that. What happens when you start getting older and then you can't lift like you used to? How does Arnold stay in shape? Where you want growth, but now physically you can't anymore, right? Then that gets really hard. But if you don't have growth or progress in your life, you're not going to be happy. And a big reason why the people around you are not happy is because they don't have growth or progress either. When it's like wearing your skin, that expression is because I'm wearing the growth and progress that you want out of your life. And I'm the only one pushing you when everybody else is afraid. That's it. And I think it's good. I think growth and progress is a good thing.
Thanks, man.
If you want to see our episode where I forced Mark to find Jill Mills, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and we'll see you there. Today, we talk about Mark being with bodybuilding women, and how it makes him insecure.